Happy Thursday, and welcome to my Facebook Live. This is Melissa Kerman with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. You can find me on my website at www.melissascraftingtreehouse.com and here on Facebook on my Facebook page. Excuse me. This is my weekly live, and hi Carol, welcome. Yay, Carol's here. It's been a while since you've actually made the live, I think, so it's nice that you're able to this time. So I got some announcements today, just updates of what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World. Hi Rosie, hi Sally, welcome. And then I've got this awesome project for you today that I'm super excited about. I actually designed it today. Oh, crazy, like last minute. Hi Melanie, welcome. But I'm super excited about it. So I'm just gonna launch right in with the announcements and then get to the project. Hi, Wendy. Oh, good morning, you say. Okay, so you must be from somewhere else because it's not morning here, it's nighttime. So anyway, welcome, and welcome, Amy. So glad to see people joining in. Yay. All right, so hi, Karen. Yay. Okay, now I'm going to just get to my announcements. I could say hello all day, but I will make sure that if you comment, I will I will comment back later when I have a chance. Okay, so just quick announcements. Bonus days ended yesterday. That was, you spent $50. For every $50 you spent, you got a $5 coupon. So that ended yesterday, and those coupons can be spent today, starting August 1st through the end of August. And so if you earned those, you'll want to go dig up that email and cash in on them sometime during the month of August. So that's going on now. And let's see. Their starter kit special still going on, and I'm just a reminder, you get basically $66 in free products. So normally the starter kit is $99 and you get $125, so that's $26 free. But during the starter kit special, it's going on now between now and the end of August. You get an extra $30 to spend when you get your starter kit, plus an extra $10 coupon in the next month, so in September. So that's really awesome. It's a great time to try out the demonstrator experience if you're interested. So let's see, what else do I want to tell you? The starter kit. So anyway, lots of great benefits to joining the Stampin' Up! Family. So let me know if you have questions about it. I'm happy to answer, no obligation or commitment, just help people decide if it's a good choice for you. So that's the starter kit special. Let's see what else. And you can join directly from my website, by the way, so super easy. Okay, next up, technique classes. I'm doing a new technique class series. The first one was in August. The first one was in June. The second one is in August, so this month. And I will, before I go to sleep tonight, be sending out a supply list to those people that have signed up so they'll know what they need to buy and be ready for the class. So you can still sign up for that. So we want to talk just a little bit about the technique class for this month. Last month, I featured bleaching techniques. There were 4 different techniques. You can also actually, after the fact, sign up for that too. I do have some project kits that I especially created, so I would have some extra afterwards. And you can also sign up for the electronic option for that as well. So, but for the August class, super excited. It's a little bit different from how I did the June class. The focus is on distressing techniques, and there's really going to be 3 techniques rolled into this class, and actually 2 technique pages. So one of the distressing techniques is the faux suede technique. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. And then the second one is called distressed collage. That's what I call it. I think I may have made up that name. It's in one of my old technique books that I've done with my clubs over the years, and decided to pull that back out and check it out. And then the third technique, that's not even really, it's like, it just sort of happened. I'm calling it faux flocking. Flocking as in when there's sort of a raised image, like you see it on fabric. And the effect that I'm getting in some of the projects that I'm doing looks like flocking, so it's kind of faux flocking. Anyway, pretty cool. I love the projects. I just love it when that happens. That I'm in love with my own projects. And I get to share them, which is the best, most awesome part. So there are details on my website. You go to the tutorials and classes tab, and underneath that you'll see the technique classes and all the details, and there's a link to register if you're interested. So, okay, so that's pretty much it for the technique classes. I will have a little sneak peek of the projects this month up there soon. Not up there yet, but will be soon. So you guys can kind of get a little glimpse of what we're going to be doing. Okay, so last but not least, product shares. I had somebody ask me today. So I am going to be doing the holiday catalog product shares. There are 8 suites. I actually have already done my draft of my product share menu. But there are a couple little changes that I need to make to it, and then I need to update the web page for it, so you'll have photographs and things of all the products that are going to be included on those shares. So I did announce that in my newsletter yesterday. But next Wednesday, when I do my regular newsletter, there will be links. That page will be up, and everything will be ready for you to look at and be thinking about which product shares you might want. So my product shares are a little unique. I call them Taste of a Suite product shares because they typically include, each share includes 3, this one will be 3 to 4 or 2 to 4 different products in each share. So they range in price. You can do some of them, you can do all of them, you can do one of them, anything you want. You do pay shipping for them to come to you, and you're not paying any more than you would normally pay for those products because the prices are prorated based on what you'd already buy them for if you bought whole packs of things. But you can get lots more because you're getting, parts of packs of things. So anyway, I love my product shares, and I hope you'll give them a try. So that's it for my announcements. Now, for today's projects, and for the Technique Club, I'm just going to show you, the Technique class for August. I'm featuring this set, Very Versailles, and I know that that is backwards, but I'm going to turn the camera down and then everything will be the right way. And then I'm also featuring this Tasteful Textures set. So these make a great pair. The images in these sets just look so beautiful together. So some of the projects feature one, some feature the other, and some feature both. So super fun. And then this Tasteful Textures set also has some coordinating dies to go with them, some really cool die cuts. So the project today, because I've been playing with some of these products, is actually going to feature Very Versailles. I said that in my little note on Facebook. I just adore this foliage image and the script. Anyway, so super excited about today's projects. I'm also using today the Artisan Texture set because just, this one in particular. So this can come in handy in any kind of project, especially when it's sort of an antique-y looking project. And then I'm also using Beauty Abounds with that little itty bitty butterfly. You'll see it in a bit. And then I'm using the coordinating Butterfly Beauty Thinlits. So you can see these are amazing dies. But in my project, I'm going to be using that die and some of these little itty bitty ones. So that's just kind of a little bit of what I'm going to be using, so you'll know. So now I'm going to turn the camera down, and I'm going to get started with the project. You guys ready? Hello? I'm sure you're ready. I have no doubt. I know that's what you wait for, is the project. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera down. So actually, I did want to say one other quick thing while I'm turning the camera down. I read recently that that Facebook has this thing where if you say you've shared, it doesn't share. I don't even know why that would be, but Facebook is so weird this way. So if you share, I would love to have you share my video always, but it's actually better if you don't say that you shared in a comment. So and it's also better if people do the sharing sporadically throughout the video, not all at the same time. So just FYI, that's my sort of little request out there. If you like what I show, please do share the video. So anyway, here is I have to show you the holiday catalog cover. I think I showed it last week. Let's see. I see a comment. Anyways, I see Lori is asking, am I using the butterfly? It's not in the old catalog. I'm not sure I understand the question. Maybe ask it again. But these dies, the ones that I just showed, are definitely in the current catalog. Or, my gosh, I hope they are. I'm pretty sure they are. That would be terrible if they weren't. Okay, so Catherine, you have them, and can you confirm that they're current? I'm pretty sure they're current. So anyway, I also have to tell you. Okay, so you guys, I did this presentation at On Stage in Charlotte a while back, and I shared some projects that I never managed to post to my blog, and somebody asked me about one of them just recently. In fact, it was this project. And so I decided that I would put it on my website. So today I posted, I have a blog post featuring these two projects. These were two of my most complicated pinnacle projects using the Two Wild Rose set that I demonstrated when I was in Charlotte. So I don't have videos for them, but I do have step-by-step instructions for them. So these use both of them my black ice technique. And anyway, they're just super dramatic. So just wanted to point that out. Go check out my blog today because those are posted there. Alrighty, so let's get to stamping. Yes, they're current. Oh, thank you for confirming, Melanie. I appreciate it. Maybe somebody else did too, and I didn't notice, but I just happened to look up. Okay, so for this first image we're going to stamp is the script, and I decided to do the script first in my Sahara sand because it kind of determines where everything else is stamped. So I'm going to start with that. So we used to have a French script stamp, and it went away, retired many years ago. And this is another good way to add ink when it's a big stamp. And so I was so happy to see some of the new products coming out this year. There's something called Scripty, which is an embossing folder. And then, of course, this stamp set has this script in it, which I love. So there's my script. And next, I'm going to use my this image here, the one I pointed out that I absolutely adore, this foliage. Just love it. Hi, Marcia. Welcome. Okay, and I'm going to be using Mossy Meadow for it. Okay, just inking that up. And then I'm just going to do that up in the upper left-hand corner, full ink. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of some of the images in second ink. So this project actually was, actually I want to stamp that off, a bit of a case from something I saw on Pinterest, but true to form, I actually had to add several steps to make it my own. And just love how it turned out. So there's lots of steps to this, but I think you're going to love it. So what do you guys think of this image? Am I alone in just absolutely loving this foliage? Does anybody else love it? Okay, so I asked in my post if anybody had seen or knew about this set, Very Versailles, because I think it's sort of something in the catalog that a lot of people will not notice, but it's just a gorgeous set, and I've hardly seen any samples made with this set on Pinterest. And so finally, today I was looking around and I found some samples. This is where the idea for this was inspired. And I'm using pretty much the same color scheme, but I'm also going to be adding some heat embossing. So now this color that I'm using and is one of the new colors, new in colors. It's the Terracotta Tile. And I'm just going to do one of each of these, one on the left and one on the right at the top. And I didn't mean to actually have the foliage over there, so, you know, that's, well, it's just going to be its own creation. A little bit different from the original one I made. Okay, now what's next? Okay, next I'm going to do a little bit of heat embossing. And I have done a couple of my steps ahead so that it's a little bit more efficient to show you guys. So now I'm taking my image from the, let's see, let me remind myself what it's called, Artisan Textures. And I'm going to be using my Versamark and my embossing buddy. Embossing buddy so that the powder doesn't stick where it doesn't belong. And the Versamark is a sticky ink that helps the embossing powder stick to it, for anybody who does not know that. So I'm going to do a few of these images here and abouts. I love specks. Specks of you know, gold in this case it's going to be. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do, and I think I'll do it at the same time, is I'm going to just rub the edges with my Versamark, and I kind of want it to be a little bit irregular, so I'm going to try to get my corners so that I'm actually getting a little bit more on the corners. And then, now I can't remember which edges I've done and which I haven't. That's okay, because it will just be what it's going to be. And that's the fun thing about Versamark, right? Because you don't even know where it ends up showing up, especially if you do it in that way. And so it's a big surprise. Okay, so now I've got my gold embossing powder here. What does the Scripty say? That's a good question. The Scripty embossing folder, different from this, it's actually English. It's not French. And it's like, if I'm remembering correctly, it's all about sort of about creating, things about creating. But I can't remember the exact text of it. Okay, so you can see now I've got, make sure I've covered all the images that had Versamark on them. Now, I'm going to just kind of rub that a little bit with my finger, soften that edge just a little. Okay, and now I'm going to heat emboss it, so we get a little noisy. And we get to see some magic, because I think heat embossing is like magic. Does anybody else out there think that? Heat embossing is like magic? Okay, you're liking this already. Yay, Fran, welcome. I didn't see you earlier. Okay, here we go with the heating. Hold on a sec. Gotta make sure the electricity's on. Here we go. I'm gonna bring it up nice and close so you guys can see it as it changes. If this were an edited video, I'd like be speeding through this and splice it, but you get the benefit of actually getting to watch it change, which is kind of fun. So who else thinks heat embossing is like magic? Comment and let me know. So we will be doing some heat embossing in the technique class as well. I don't want to reveal too much, but it's a little bit different from regular heat embossing in a certain specific way. I like to keep you guys guessing. Okay. We're almost all the way around. Yes, heat embossing never gets old. I'm with you, Amy. Yes. Okay, now let's check and see if it's all shiny under the light. No powderiness. Okay, so there we go. We're almost done. Hi, Kay. So you love heat embossing too? Yay! Okay, let's see. So next, what I did, and I did this ahead of time, so save a little bit of time. Before I show you this, I also want to point out that I've used the terracotta tile ink on here, and this is the paper, but I've used Cajun Craze actually for the layer in behind my focal piece. So I felt like this was just a little bit too sharp and bright, but that the Cajun Craze, which goes really beautifully with the terracotta tile, would be a really nice framing for it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this now, and then I'm going to put the finishing touches on. So I've got on my focal piece a couple of die cut butterflies, which I have die cut already. I'll show you those in a second. And I've also heat embossed one of them just to kind of bring that pretty gorgeous gold, bring the elements into the center. Okay, so we got our focal piece on there. Oop, oh no, not quite square. Okay, there we go. Do you see it all coming together? Yes, the Cajun, I like the Cajun craze. So it's great for the ink, but a little bit too bright for the paper for this one. Okay, so next I've got a card base that is Mossy Meadow, and I have actually put dimensionals on the back side. I've done my little trick with my plasticized paper, so I've already removed the backings from this, so you guys don't have to watch me do that part. Oh, before I do this, forgot one step. Okay, so because I like detail, I'm going to actually sponge my card base with Mossy Meadow. Now, I think I want to show you the difference because the one I did earlier today has the sponging, the one without doesn't. So I just want you guys to get an idea of the difference. And maybe you like it better without the sponging. Can you guys see the difference? I don't know if the lighting's good enough for that. But the by sponging the edge, it kind of brings it in, softens it a little bit, makes it just a little bit more antique-y looking. Anyway, so there's my end product. So, but you're not supposed to see that yet. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Oh, no, sponging. Got a sponge. Anybody who does not like the sponging, my question, I just have to sponge the edge. I just think it adds so much, especially for a project that's got sort of a antique-y look to it. Okay, so just a little bit. As I always say, you can do this on the table, but you'll end up getting and rubbing it, but you'll end up getting more, and I really just wanted it along the edge. So that's my little sponging tip for the day. You've probably heard me share that tip in the past. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to attach it. And I actually think I could leave it right like that and it would be just fine. So Amy voted for without sponging. Oh, well, I did it anyway. You have to go make your own and do it without sponging. Okay, so I have taken this butterfly from the Beauty Abounds, this one as I mentioned, and I heat embossed it in the gold embossing powder. Obviously did that off camera earlier. So I'm going to take a glue dot and just put it only in the spine of the butterfly, because that way it'll give me the flexibility to make those wings float up. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one right there. And again, I could probably just leave it right like that, but no, I have to do something else. So I've taken taken this die right here, and when you buy these dies, just FYI, you might notice, just show you guys, that you get not just this one, but you get this, and all these. They're all the same size, so that if you want to do a bunch of butterflies on whatever you're working on your project, you don't have to run it through, 25 times. I know, an exaggeration, to get all the butterflies. So I'm just going to poke these out using my take your pick tool. Make sure to put this somewhere safe so I don't lose it because it's so tiny. Put it back on its magnet sheet. And then I'm going to put my fingernail in the center of this to kind of poke up those wings of the tiny little itty bitty butterfly. Same with this one. Now this is where your take your pick tool comes in handy, because I can use the little picker upper part, because I'm having trouble picking it up. Fold it in the middle. And then I'm going to decide where I want those. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my white glue, so the multi-purpose liquid glue. Pick this baby up, put the tiniest little bit on the back. Just a little bit, because I don't want it to ooze. Then I just have to use my finger. Put it down, lift that one up. Tiny little bit of glue. And place it down. And now I'm going to actually use the other end of this take your pick tool to help me get those wings right in place where I want them. Right there. I'm going to lift them up. So I'm putting the point in the center of my butterfly, help anchor it to that white glue. Pull up the wings a bit. Then this one has a glue dot, but I'm going to do the same thing here so I can pull up my wings. And there you go. There's my card. So I am in love with this card. I don't know about you guys, and you don't have to be in love with it, but I hope you do like it. So I will be taking pictures of this, putting it on my blog to post to my website. The post will go up live tomorrow. Yes, the tiny butterflies are gold foil, so just super simple to die cut those out. They will take a minute or two to dry. That white glue, it sort of allows you to move it around a little bit, which is a good thing. But you just have to make sure it doesn't come off. But I love this trick of pushing it in the middle so that it looks like the butterflies are flying. So what do you guys think of that? So I'm also curious what you guys think of this set. I don't know if anybody commented when I asked before about Versailles. Oh, I see Marsha's commenting, yay. So you like that set, good. I'm glad. So now I did also play around with a couple of other options here, which I'm just going to sort of throw out there in case you guys decide to play with this. I die cut, I heat embossed the Have a Beautiful Day and Thank You from the same set, from the very Versailles set. It's got these nice little sentiments in there. And I thought about, just kind of sticking it right in there, which I could, but I think it's kind of nice just the way it is. So you guys let me know. What do you think? Should I use one of these or not? I hate to cover it up, I hate to cover any of it up. And then I also toyed around with using some of this lovely lace trim right there on the bottom. But again, I decided to just stop and let it be. So, alrighty. So I guess I'm pretty much done with my demonstration. I'm going to turn the camera around, and just so I can say goodbye. And turn me around. Yay. Hi, everybody, again. I feel like I'm with you again. Oh, okay. So you agree, Gail. Good. Perfect as is. Love that. You can play with something for a long time, come up with all kinds of different variations, and I like to add lots of detail and stuff, but sometimes you just got to stop, right? So anyway, hope you've enjoyed the project today and like that very Versailles set, just like me. And again, if you're interested in the technique class for August or even for June, check it out on my website or send me an email, shoot me a message on Facebook, anything you want if you have questions. And watch for the Taste of Sweet product shares next week. So my next Facebook Live will be, let's see, that's August 8th. August 8th would be next Thursday, so I'll be back again, 7 p.m., same time, same channel, to share another fun project with you. So I hope you have a wonderful evening and week, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye, everybody.